Hey, what's up, everybody? It's John D Blends. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm gonna be showing you guys how to do a taper fade, blowout, whatever you call it. I call it normally a blowout. And here we are. We're gonna start with 316, going with the grain, combing out the hair at the same time. Any little hair sticking up, you wanna go through it. Past the 316, apply enough pressure so you feel the hair coming out. Make sure you keep going in all directions, but without going against the grain. You always want to go with the grain, and just go forward with it so you don't cut too much. And you get that wavy look, that nice look. As you can see, I'm going around the whole head, making sure I'm combing it thoroughly at the same time, making sure it starts looking clean and looking for any little hairs. Now I'm gonna start with my FX Baby Bliss and make my first guideline on my taper. I'm gonna make the line on each side. Foundation is key, so you wanna make a nice sharp line where you wanna start your guides at. I like to use my trimmer in the same spot like as the beard, just because I already have it in my hand and it helps me with timing and just using and maximizing my time. Now I'm gonna use the 1.5. I'm using it with the grain, and now I'm using it against, as you can see. Knocked down a little bulk with the grain. Now I'm going against it and creating a first guideline. I lowered it to the lower one. Now I'm using the half with my Andy Supreme, flicking it out at an outward motion. Now we're gonna use the low zero, and we're using the corner. Using the corner helps you get into those hard, dark areas, hard lines. These hairs are pretty tricky, but they're kind of easy if you know how to do it. Look how I'm using the 1.5 all the way around just to start creating that other guideline. Now I'm gonna be going in with the number 1 with the grain, as you can see. Now we're using the high 2, flicking it out. Now we're using the high 0 from my Andy Supreme. Now we're using the 316 with my Gamma clipper, flicking it out all the way. You see I'm applying pressure. Now I'm using the 116. I'm working my way down. I'm taking out areas that are dark, and I'm just taking out any little hard lines, using the corner, using pressure, applying, using different angles and techniques. As you can see, just focus on the way I hold the clipper and how I apply pressure and how I come out lightly when I'm pulling out with the clipper. Look how I hold the clipper in an angle, and look at the type of pressure I'm putting in and using in the corner work. Brushing it at the same time to clean it up. Now I'm applying hairspray just to get that crisp edge up. It holds in the hair in the perfect place. When I'm using my Gold FX, I'm using the middle of the blade, and then towards the end you want to use the corner. Start taking out any little hard line from the 0 or the same trimmer with the corner of the blade. Now I'm using my Gamma, I'm using the half, just cleaning up, going over everything, making sure everything looks good, getting any little detail work. This is a fade blade, so I'm just fading in any little areas, just trying to get that precise taper and make it look really, really sharp. You always want to maybe take a look back and look at details and go back into it. Sometimes I use my camera, and also I see other details that I normally wouldn't see. I practically just repeat all the steps over and over just to make sure everything looks good and fresh, and take out any little hairs that were left by the first time, left behind. You want to make sure you brush the hair thoroughly. I like using my Andy's Masters because it's like a cleanup machine. It takes any little hairs that all the other clippers don't. The Andy's Master cleans up everything. In my opinion, this cordless is one of the best clippers ever. I love it. I love the sizing of the guards. Love how it knocks down hair, the way it cuts, the crispiness of it. Andy's users can relate with that. Just focus on how I'm using the 0 guard from the Andy's Master. That's the 0 guard. It's like a number 1, 116. I'm using using it open. Now I'm using the half, using the corner, taking out any dark spots. Normally a taper would not take me this long. I do not know what happened with this guy. I don't know if I tried different techniques, but it took me a lot longer than normal on him. The size, as you can see, didn't take me as long. So I'm going back into it with the one and just cleaning everything up, taking out any little hard line. Look how I'm using the machine at an angle towards the right. Now I'm putting hairspray all over the front edge up. I'm gonna start shaping it up. I'm gonna pass my shavers first just to make sure everything is real nice, clean, and neat before I put my line in. Apply a little bit of fibers, hair fibers, just so that shape will look extra crispy and you can see exactly where you're cutting. Using that corner of the blade, we're gonna start doing our shape up. The T-blade allows you to go around the ear more easily. So you want to pull down the ear and use that corner, about 1/4 inch of the blade only. And then once you get to the back part right there, you can start using the middle and the other side of the blade. Look how I'm pulling the skin, using my thumb to pull the skin and sketching out that shape of that perfect shape from front to back, back to front, taking out any little details left over. Look how sharp it looks when you apply a little bit of hairspray and fibers. Gives it that nice little touch. Look how I raise my trimmer and put it at an angle once I get to that corner. That's key right there. You always wanna, once you get to the corner, make sure you lift up the trimmer just a quite bit and you give it that angle so it comes out, it looks straight. That's why I love those T outliners. They really do wonders. They really help out a lot. And the Visionary clipper grips really help out a lot with the tension of the clippers. I feel like it cuts better. It's more precise just because it's like a tension control with grippers. Works very well. Now I'm just cleaning up my taper, making sure everything is fresh, making sure it's right, using the corners, going in, and about to start the other side shortly. Just making sure everything is looking really nice, repeating the steps over and over again, as you can see. Brush down the area whenever you want to get that clean line for the beard, and you want to go in with your trimmer. Now we're starting our first guideline for the taper. As you can see, starting our first guideline, marking it. Foundation is always key. You want to brush the area, make sure it's clean. I'm also adding the hairspray just so we can start prepping for the shape up and letting that hairspray sit in there. Using my Gamma 316 open with the grain and against the grain, knocking down a little bit of the bulk. Then I'm going in with the number 1 from the Andes Masters and working my way down. Using that corner with the number 1, hitting it. Now we're gonna use the high 0. You always want to adjust and pull the skin so you have better visibility, so you can see better, and you see how it blends in a lot better once you pull that skin, because you can see what you're doing. So make sure you pull the skin when you're fading and you flick out. It will help you out a lot with the fading technique. Here I'm using the number 0 guard, the lowest of the Andes Master guards. And now I'm using the high 0. Pay attention to how I'm using the clipper, what motions I'm doing, how I'm holding it, and the angles that I am using. Pulling the skin at the same time helps me blend in everything perfectly and see where I am working with. Using my shaver just to clean up that area, make it really tight, really nice. Then going in with my trimmers, edge that area up. Take out any little hard lines with the trimmer itself and get that shape up, and using that corner of the blade, starting from the bottom, working my way up like if it was, like if you were sketching it with a pencil, but you're using your trimmers. I applied a little bit of fibers too, just to get that shape of really crispy. Using my thumb as leverage. When I'm holding it, I'm actually pulling down the skin. If you could notice, I'm holding the trimmer and I'm also pulling the skin. Cleaning up the beard now, all the way around. I'm trying to keep it as natural as possible, so I don't want to go in too deep. I want to go just in the outside enough so it marks a little bit of line, and the rest I could just get it with the razor. Just want to clean everything up. Use the 116 with the gamma, all gold. Make sure everything is really nice, the taper's nice. Go back into it with all the details and make sure the blowout looks flawless. I check everything, I look around, I look at any hairs, I look at it from other angles on the beard, see if any little hairs are sticking out. I observe it and I try to master the haircut before the client is on my chair. Thank you guys so much for always tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe and y'all hit that subscribe button. John D Blends. Let me know on the comment section if you like this video, if you want me to do more videos like this, or if I should do another type of video. Let me know what type of video I should do. Subscribe on the corner, guys. Thank you guys so much. God bless. John D Blends.